Hey, welcome to another live here. I am Ollie Matthews, the guy behind OJ Health, and the guy that helps entrepreneurs all around the world get back from the brink of burnout to truly hit your peak performance once and for all. Now, there's been a few discussions over the last few weeks. I spoke in Colombia in July, and then I had chats with the people that we connected with. Absolutely awesome. But there was something that was kind of resonating with so many people when it came to my talk. And that was that seeing these signs of burning out is just so common. So common that we actually think it's normal. And as a result, we push it to the side because we're too busy or our priorities are in different places. And it seems easy to push it to the side. And this came up in a comment earlier this morning of a lady that had bought a package and she's waiting to actually do it. And this was, I think, about a year ago or something, where she's waiting to do the thing she wants to do. Now, one of the problems about when we don't schedule our own time is that that thing that we want to do eventually becomes a need to do it, then becomes, I wish I did do it, because if I did do it, I wouldn't be going through this right now. And I put a post up last week or the week before saying about the true cost of burning out being $63,000 per month. And this was an actual monetary figure. And I was speaking to someone to come on board and help me with my marketing. And she was saying, why don't you actually do that and push that monetary figure a bit more and talk about what is that cost of not having that healthier meal and the brain fog it actually implodes onto your body and all these different things. The actual story about this lady, now she was not a client of mine. She was simply there in Colombia, in Medellin. We're in this mastermind that my awesome client, Ron Reich, actually put on, and he asked me to speak there, flew me out there, and I spoke about how we truly level up our health and the signs that we are having our health impact our performance and impacting our bottom line, not just our bottom line, but our relationships and everything else that goes on in our day-to-day life. Now, this lady, we're there in a small little round table. There's four of us. We broke off into little groups, and she told me her story, and I'm not mentioning her name or anything like that, but it really hit me and made me realize the power even more about what I do and the impact it has, not just on entrepreneurs, but their business as a whole and their relationships, their family, their friends, and their employees, because this is such a powerful story. Now, this lady, I've still got bites coming from Colombia. We spent 2 nights in the jungle and I'm still getting rid of the insect bites, and it's been 3-4 weeks now. Anyway, this lady, super successful in her business. She'd built her business up and she was doing $70,000 months. Absolutely awesome, crushing it. But what she was pushing to the side was the problems with her gut. She was getting bloated. She was getting fatigued. She was getting loads of severe bouts of brain fog. She was having to survive on coffee all the time. And essentially with coffee, we're taking tomorrow's energy and bringing it to today. We're paying for that tomorrow if we are using coffee all the time just to stay awake. Even decaf, which is what this has a little bit of caffeine in it. Now, she was seeing that her sleep was an issue. She was waking through the night. She was waking up early and just feeling wired and then getting brain fog and getting energy dips later in the day. And she could tell that she wasn't showing up as that epic person that she knew she was and she could be, that built this business up to the certain level it was. But the business was priority. She was pushing her health to the side because she wanted to do something about it, but that need wasn't 100% vital to do right then. That need was easy to push to the side. That one was not yet 100% need you have to do, if not everything will implode. And that's what happens when it comes to our health. Now, unfortunately, so many people have to go through this burnout in order to improve because we constantly push our health to the side. I've done it in the past. Crazy as that sounds, I have done that in the past when building my business and pushing to this next level. And now this lady was doing $70,000 months. Then her body burnt out, just burnt out. And as a result, business started going down. And after a few months, she was going from $70,000 to $7,000 months. Now that might be a great income for some people, but not when it costs her a lot to run her business, for her staff, her systems, her accounts, and all these different things. She then started looking into her son's bank account to see whether she could pay her staff. Not only that, her landlord said they wanted to stop renting and actually sell the house. So now she had to find somewhere else to live. As a result of the problems with her business, her credit went from 700 to 500, and she could no longer look at the actual houses she wanted to hit and she wanted to take out. Then what happened? Well, she had to do something about her health. She knew her health was stopping her. And that then $1,500 a month was a lot to invest, considering her income had gone down. But she hired someone. As I say, she wasn't a client of mine. This is just a powerful story for you to actually listen to if you're going through some of the signs that you are burning out. Because there are so many signs that you're burning out. Now, this lady, super successful now. I'm going to be working with her in the future when she helps you runs a sales team. So I will be working with her in the future. And you probably, if you sign up to some of my programs in the future, you'll have her team speak to you. And they'll know firsthand about these things that she's been through, about the things that I offer. Be super, super powerful. But those signs of burning out, these are the actual signs that put a post on TikTok. It's now had like 16,000 views about the 11 signs of burning out. So many people are going through. And the harsh reality is that if we don't fix them, they are just going to get worse. Some of the ones that are impacting your brain function actually are stages of dementia, of cognitive decline. There are 7 stages of dementia, and a lot of people are already in stage 2 or 3. Now, we can slow it down and stop it from moving forward, but we have to take action. The more we push our health to the side, the more we say we will deal with it tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes, the more we say we will deal with it tomorrow, the worse it will be. This isn't a pushy sales or anything like that. But those signs of health impacting your productivity, impacting your bottom line, impacting your life are things like waking up through the night. Or you wake up early between like 3 and 5 a.m. because you're part of the 5 a.m. club and that's your most productive time. But then you have these afternoon energy slumps where you're relying on the excess levels of caffeine to borrow energy from tomorrow to get you through. And your brain isn't functioning as effectively as it could actually function. So we need to do something about that. Other things of getting energy dips throughout the day, as we said about, forgetting random things. You literally walk into the room and you wonder, why have I come in here? Then other things such as we have problems with neurotransmitter production. So we have problems with dopamine, with serotonin. So we get more addictive tendencies. We get more tendencies to feel low, unmotivated, and find it hard to stick to a plan. But how do I get people to stick to a plan? We deal with those neurotransmitter production. With that neurotransmitter production, we make sure that those neurotransmitters are effectively getting balanced out. So we have the right levels to switch off and the right levels to feel content and the right levels to keep us driven, to keep us motivated, and to make sure the plan fits what you need. Other signs are that you're not able to drop weight, even if you're trying. Someone that I spoke to, she's on board now. She's been smashing it at CrossFit. She's really successful in her business. She was struggling to drop weight. And in the last few years, it's got more and more frustrating. She's going to be dropping a lot of weight working with myself because we're not going to be focusing just on the weight. We're going to focus on stress management, bringing her body back from the brink of burnout, getting it to function as it should. Things like regularly getting colds, feeling run down. Now, I've seen loads of people that are constantly getting sick at the moment, not just because something going around, because their immune system is stressed out and not able to function as effectively as it could do, because our thing called our vagus nerve that connects our brain to other organs is not communicating as effectively. Our brain isn't sending signals to the immune system to do its job because of the stress. And the more we push that to the side, the worse it gets. And the more we end up that it's harder to fix. The sooner we sort it out, the easier it's going to be. This isn't necessarily an overnight fix. I'm not going to BS you into saying that it's going to be an overnight fix. This is something we have to work on. Things, as we said, brain fog, constantly getting migraines. There was a post on TikTok I put on about migraines. So many people saying they got migraines. And to the person that commented, oh, it's just a headache, have some paracetamol. Again, if you're getting headaches, you want to look into something different than paracetamol. Why are you getting those headaches? And headaches and migraines are different things. Trust me. Constantly feeling run down in your gut, constantly feeling bloated for no reason. You have any type of food, you feel bloated. Or you start drinking certain drinks, you feel bloated. And one of the actual surprisingly most common things that people think is normal, the biggest one is waking through the night, but one of the most common things is getting cold hands and feet. So many people that I've seen that are getting cold hands and feet, we don't link this to the way our brain functions. And as a result, we don't see that it's the circulation we need to improve. So people say that they want to improve their health, or they want to get fitter, they want to drop some weight, and they're dealing with cold hands and feet. They go and smash the gym, or they go on this hard hitting calorie deficit diet, causing more stress on the body when they haven't got enough circulation to get those nutrients to where they need to be, to get that oxygen delivered to where it needs to be. And as a result, hands and feet have gravity helping them. They're at the extremes of our body. So is our brain. And if we aren't getting good blood flow to our hands and feet, one of the other things you can do is a capillary refill test. So you basically press down on your finger where it goes really white. Does it instantly flip back to pink? If it doesn't, we can improve the actual blood flow there. And these are all things that would actually show that your body isn't functioning the way it needs to function in order to have you at your best, to show up day in, day out for your business. And that's where we need to work. That's where we need to look. That's where we need to focus. How can we do that? Well, we start off with small steps, really, really small steps. Work on things like your routine. Make commitments to yourself. Stop putting yourself second. Yes, it is hard when you've got children, when you've got family commitments. But the more you put them first in front of yourself, the more chance there are of, unfortunately, you not being there for the future. Trust me, I've seen it firsthand with my own dad. He died of a stroke when I was 15. He used to constantly get migraines. He was constantly stressed out. And unfortunately, he wasn't there to see me grow up because we push health to the side. And I've heard there was another lady whose dad died early, who was at the event and actually in the mastermind. And there's so many signs of burnout going on left, right, and center. The amount of stress we've been through physically and mentally over the last few years with pandemics and all these other things going on. It's stressful on the body, and we're trying to build our business up. So you can do things about it. Work on your routine. Certain things people know they're doing, high levels of alcohol, high levels of screen time before bed. They know the things that stress them out. And they're not going to change unless you take responsibility and put yourself first. Because if you don't put yourself first, that want becomes a need, which then becomes, I wish I did that. Because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be burnt out right now. And you can pull yourself back from the brink of burning out. You absolutely can pull yourself back from the brink of burning out. And you can feel awesome. You can sleep through the night. You can easily drop weight. You can have the body composition you want to have. You can have the focus. You can have the all-day energy, and then at nighttime you feel tired. Not having the all-day no energy and at nighttime you feel wired. We can improve that. But the thing it starts with is just making that commitment to yourself. Now, if you want to talk about coaching or anything like that, drop me a message. Let's talk. Stop pushing it to the side. Let's move forward with your health right away. Drop me a message and we'll get a call booked in. But please, 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 stop putting yourself second.